Welcome to SPASRO. Hello ladies and gentlemen, today we will see about Moon and Saturn in first house. In astrology, the placement of celestial bodies like the Moon and Saturn in different houses of a natal chart is believed to influence a person's personality, life experiences, and tendencies. The first house, also known as the ascendant or rising sign, is particularly significant as it represents the individual's outer appearance, behavior, and overall approach to life. Having both the Moon and Saturn in the first house can create a complex and potentially contradictory influence on a person's personality. Let's break down the significance of each planet. Moon in the first house *. The Moon represents emotions, instincts, habits, and the way a person nurtures and seeks emotional security. When placed in the first house, it can make the person highly sensitive, empathetic, and receptive to their environment. They may have strong emotional reactions and intuitive insights into people and situations. This placement suggests a deep connection between their emotions and their self-image. Saturn in the first house *. Saturn is associated with discipline, responsibility, structure, and challenges. When in the first house, it can create a sense of seriousness, caution, and a strong awareness of personal limitations. People with Saturn in the first house may appear reserved, serious, and mature beyond their years. They might have a strong need for self-control and a desire to prove themselves through hard work and responsibility. Combination of Moon and Saturn in the first house *. This combination can bring about a blend of emotional depth and practicality in the individual's personality. On one hand, they may be emotionally sensitive and empathetic, understanding the feelings of others on an intuitive level. On the other hand, Saturn's influence might make them somewhat reserved or cautious in expressing their emotions openly. There could be a tension between the Moon's desire for emotional fulfillment and Saturn's inclination for self-discipline and control. The person might struggle with finding a balance between their need for emotional security and their fear of vulnerability. This internal conflict can lead to personal growth and self-discovery over time. As with any astrological interpretation, it's important to remember that astrology is a belief system and not a science. Individual experiences can vary greatly, and astrology should be taken with a grain of personal reflection and interpretation. If you're interested in exploring this further, you might want to consult with a professional astrologer who can provide a more personalized analysis based on your complete birth chart. Certainly, I can provide more insights into the combination of the Moon and Saturn in the first house. Challenges and growth *. The Moon and Saturn in the first house can bring about a sense of responsibility and seriousness at an early age. This could be due to a variety of factors, such as feeling a need to take care of family members or fulfill duties and obligations. While this can create a strong sense of maturity, it might also lead to a sense of emotional heaviness or pressure. These individuals might have faced challenges or limitations in their upbringing or early life that required them to develop self-reliance and resilience. This early exposure to responsibility could make them appear more mature than their peers and influence their approach to relationships and life choices. Self-image and emotional expression *. The Moon's placement in the first house indicates that emotions play a significant role in shaping the person's self-image and how they present themselves to the world. They are likely to have a strong intuition about others' feelings and can be deeply empathetic. However, Saturn's presence might add a layer of self-consciousness or self-criticism to this emotional awareness. They might be careful in expressing their emotions, fearing that they could be judged or rejected. Over time, they could learn to find a balance between protecting their emotions and allowing themselves to be more open and vulnerable. Long-term goals and ambitions *. Saturn's influence in the first house can create a strong desire to achieve long-term goals and a sense of purpose. These individuals might have a clear understanding of their ambitions and be willing to put in the hard work and dedication needed to accomplish them. They are likely to approach challenges with determination and a willingness to overcome obstacles. However, they might also have to contend with self-doubt and the fear of not meeting their own expectations or those of others. This internal pressure could push them to strive for excellence but might also lead to occasional feelings of inadequacy. Balancing vulnerability and strength asterisk. One of the key themes for individuals with this placement is finding a balance between vulnerability and strength. Saturn's influence encourages a strong exterior and a sense of self-discipline, while the Moon's influence emphasizes emotional authenticity and connection. As they grow and develop, these individuals might learn that true strength comes from acknowledging and embracing their emotions rather than suppressing them. They could find ways to channel their emotional depth into creative endeavors, leadership roles, or roles that involve helping and guiding others. Remember that astrology provides a framework for understanding personality traits and potential tendencies, but it's not a deterministic science. People are complex and unique, and the interplay of factors in their birth chart creates a rich tapestry of characteristics and experiences. It's up to the individual to shape their own path and make choices that align with their values and aspirations. Of course, let's delve even deeper into the implications of having the Moon and Saturn in the first house. Emotional maturity and self-understanding asterisk. Individuals with the Moon and Saturn in the first house often undergo a process of emotional maturation at a young age. They might have had to take on responsibilities or face challenges that required them to develop a strong sense of self-reliance and emotional resilience. This can lead to a deep understanding of their own emotions and a heightened awareness of the emotional nuances of others. This emotional maturity could make them natural advisors or confidants, as people might be drawn to their empathetic and grounded nature. However, it's important for them to remember that while being a source of support for others is valuable, they also need to prioritize their own emotional well-being. Self-criticism and perfectionism asterisk. Saturn's influence in the first house can sometimes manifest as self-criticism and perfectionism. These individuals might hold themselves to very high standards and feel a constant need to prove themselves. While this can drive them to achieve impressive goals, it can also be a source of stress and anxiety. They might struggle with feelings of inadequacy, fearing that they won't meet their own expectations or those of others. This might make it difficult for them to accept praise or recognition, as they could be overly focused on their perceived shortcomings. Overcoming challenges and building resilience asterisk. Both the Moon and Saturn are associated with challenges, but in different ways. The Moon represents emotional challenges and inner emotional landscape, while Saturn represents external challenges and the need to overcome obstacles. When these two energies combine in the first house, individuals might have a unique capacity to face difficulties head-on. They may approach challenges with a practical and disciplined mindset, using their emotional insight to navigate complex situations. This can lead to the development of strong problem-solving skills and the ability to handle adversity with grace. Balancing personal and professional life asterisk. Individuals with the Moon and Saturn in the first house might find it important to strike a balance between their personal and professional lives. They could be deeply committed to their careers or personal goals, often willing to put in the necessary effort to succeed. However, they also need to make time for self-care and emotional well-being. Over time, they might learn that their achievements and ambitions are not the sole measure of their worth. Taking time to connect with their emotions and engage in activities that bring them joy and fulfillment can contribute to a more holistic sense of accomplishment. Building meaningful relationships asterisk. These individuals often have a depth of emotional understanding that can enrich their relationships. They might form connections with others who value their wisdom and empathy. However, they could also attract people who seek their guidance without reciprocating emotional support. It's important for them to establish boundaries and surround themselves with people who appreciate and respect their emotional depth. In relationships, they might need to work on expressing their own needs and vulnerabilities, which can lead to stronger and more authentic connections. Remember that astrology provides a lens through which to explore potential traits and tendencies, but it's not a definitive blueprint for an individual's life. People have the power to shape their own destinies and make choices that align with their values and aspirations.